Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube class. Today I am going to explain a very important topic that is studied in degree level particularly, that is the structure of Indian banking system. Now, like all the other countries, in India also there is a central bank which is also known as Reserve Bank of India. And under this Reserve Bank of India, there are two category of banks, that is scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Now coming to the scheduled and non-scheduled banks, non-scheduled banks are those banks which are not listed in second schedule of RBI Act 1934. Moreover, their paid up capital is less than 5 lakhs or 0.5 million, and they cannot borrow money from Reserve Bank of India for their normal banking services. For example, all local area banks are non-scheduled banks. There are 5 non-scheduled urban cooperative banks in India and 4 local area banks which are considered as non-scheduled banks. The list of 5 non-scheduled urban cooperative banks and 4 local area banks in India are as follows. Now coming to scheduled banks are listed in second schedule of RBI Act 1934, and their paid up capital is more than 5 lakhs, that is more than 0.5 million. The scheduled banks can borrow money from Reserve Bank of India for their normal business activities. And lastly, the activities of a scheduled bank must not affect the interest of its customers. Now, what are the benefits of scheduled banks? So, first benefit is that a scheduled bank can borrow money from RBI for normal banking services. The second benefit of scheduled bank is that it gets automatic membership of the clearing house. It also gets facility to rediscount first class bill of exchange. Now here I would like to explain the differences between the scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. First one, regarding rules of RBI. Scheduled banks must follow the rules made by RBI, while non-scheduled banks do not follow the rules made by RBI. Second point, inclusion in second schedule of RBI Act. So it has already been mentioned that scheduled banks are listed in second schedule of RBI Act 1934 and non-scheduled banks are not listed in RBI Act 1934. Third one, regarding borrowing from RBI. Scheduled banks can borrow money from RBI for their normal business activities, but non-scheduled banks cannot borrow money for normal business activities from RBI. Scheduled banks becomes the member of clearing house automatically once they are listed in second schedule, but non-scheduled banks are not the member of clearing house. Finally, regarding cash reserve ratio with RBI. So scheduled banks must keep certain percentage of their total deposits in reserve with Reserve Bank of India, but it is not mandatory for non-scheduled banks to keep the reserve with RBI, but they must keep the reserve with themselves. Now, as I already have mentioned that scheduled banks are of two types, that is cooperative banks and commercial banks. Cooperative banks further is of two types, that is urban cooperative banks and state cooperative banks. So in our country, there are 54 urban cooperative banks
and 16 state cooperative banks.
Now coming to commercial banks may be of public sector banks, it may be private sector bank and foreign bank, or it may be regional rural banks. After 30th August 2019, the number of public sector banks has changed, and at present there are 12 public sector banks that are working in the country. And these banks are Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, Indian Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, Punjab and Sindh Bank, Punjab National Bank, State Bank of India, UCO Bank and Union Bank of India. And regarding private sector banks, at present, that is after 30th August 2019, there are 22 private sector banks. Now I am going to explain merger of banks on 30th August 2019. That is, in 2019, 10 public sector banks were merged into 4 public sector banks. And the structure of merged banks can be shown with this chart. You see here, Punjab National Bank, which was the second largest lender. 2 banks were merged in Punjab National Bank. These banks were Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank of India. Further, Canara Bank, the 4th largest public sector bank, and Syndicate Bank was merged with Canara Bank. Then comes Indian Bank, which is the 7th largest public sector bank, and Allahabad Bank was merged with Indian Bank. Lastly, Union Bank of India, that is the 5th largest public sector bank, and it incorporated Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank. Now, before 30th August 2019 also, some public sector banks were merged with each other. And the first such bank was State Bank of India, which anchored its 5 associate banks and Bharatiya Mahila Bank. That means State Bank along with its 5 members, 5 associate banks, and Bharatiya Mahila Bank, total 7 banks were merged. Again, Bank of Baroda anchored Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank. Further, Kotak Mahindra Bank was merged with ING Vysya Bank in 2014, and Centurion Bank of Punjab Limited was merged with HDFC Bank in the year 2008. Thus, we can see that there are total 6 merged banks and 6 independent banks. The merged banks are State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank, Canara Bank, Union Bank of India, Indian Bank. The independent banks are Bank of India, Bank of Baroda. There are 4 more independent banks with strong regional focus. These are Indian Overseas Bank, UCO Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, and Punjab and Sindh Bank. So this is the structure of Indian banking system. At the top, you will get the Reserve Bank of India. Under Reserve Bank of India, there are 2 categories of banks, that is scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Scheduled banks further classified into 2 categories, that is cooperative banks and commercial banks. Commercial bank further classified into public sector banks, private sector banks, foreign banks, and regional rural banks. Public sector banks are 12 in number, private sector banks 22, foreign banks 45, and regional rural banks
196.
Now, public sector banks can further be classified into State Bank of India and nationalized commercial banks. Other 2 public sector banks were also there, that has been merged now. So that's all about the structure of banking system. So I think this video will be useful for you to know the structure of Indian banking system. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.